So yeah, I got this new Sony ECM-M1 shotgun microphone made specifically for the new Sony cameras. It is one of the smallest, if not the smallest, on-camera microphone I've ever seen. Heard good things about it, heard some not so good things about it. What do I think about it? I'll let you know. So yeah, I'm Brandon, BLysticProductions, all that stuff that I usually say. Go check out my other stuff. You'll see more about who I am. But anyway, so yeah, I do music production, audio production, creative content in general. So of course, audio quality and new audio technology is a really important thing for me, and it probably is for you too. Today, yeah, we are talking about this Sony ECM-M1 shotgun microphone, the pros and cons about it. It may not be so structured, but I got some things to say about this microphone. So yeah, this mic is amazing for content creators or anyone that needs a good low profile. Like, look at this. If you need a low profile, super small microphone that sounds better than the internal camera audio, whether you're going out and about or doing some vlogging, or you're gonna be somewhere that's super crowded, or security might mess with you if they see you walking up with something like this on your camera, because that looked like super professional. And a lot of times people get kind of scared when they see you with what they call a professional camera, and especially when you got it rigged out or got a huge shotgun microphone on it. You look like a reporter or somebody that might be about to do some kind of article, critique, or anything like that. Like, they mind probably start racing with things that you could be doing that might not make them look so good, or just they not ready for it. So I've experienced that in a lot of public places. Sometimes you're shooting even without a microphone. If they see a camera, they kind of get upset, or security come try to kick you out, say it's not allowed. I don't know why, but this mic just kind of alleviates some of that. Sony released a few of these. They have the ECM-B1M that came out a few years ago, and then they came out with a ECM-B10 that's a little bit smaller than the B1M, and that one came out within the last year or two. I don't know the date. It came out after, and this one actually came out this year, and it's the same price as that first one, the B1M, that everybody praises, gives high regards to. But yeah, this one caught my attention because, again, it's so small that when you put it on the camera, it barely adds anything to the footprint of the camera. And to get better audio without having a lav, like if you have a lav mic like a Rode, it's gonna be more to you and you get a good audio from yourself. But if you're trying to get other people to talk, it can get tricky. And again, that speaks for itself. These shotgun mics sound great, but you don't always want to take that around with you. And also another thing with these shotgun mics, they have a battery. This one here is the Rode NTG 4 Plus, and it has a USB port in here that you can actually charge it on. So if you get to a shoot though and it's not charged, it's not gonna turn on and you can't get good audio. And you also, when you have this connected to your camera, if you forget to turn it on before you do your shoot, you're not gonna have any audio, not even the audio from inside the camera. And that has happened maybe twice. It doesn't happen all the time, but when it happens for certain clips, or if it's something important, that could really throw everything off and you could have a client that's not so happy. This one charges. They have other ones like the one I'm recording on right now, which is the Sennheiser MKE600. That one takes a AA battery, one single AA battery. It can get annoying when every time you shoot, you have to replace the battery though. You don't necessarily have to, but that's another thing of the point I'm making about this. With a AA battery, it doesn't have like an indicator of how much battery life left you have. So a lot of times if I'm about to shoot a wedding or something for someone that's paying me, because it's died on me before, a lot of times I just change the battery just because before, and that can add up over time. With these Sony ones, they are digital. They go into the hot shoe mount on the camera, and you don't have to turn on a power switch. You don't have to put any battery in here. You don't have to plug a mic cable into the camera. You plug it in, tighten it, and it's ready to go. Every time you turn the camera on, you're getting the good audio from here, and what more could you really ask for? That's a no-brainer, really. Another thing with this one in particular, it has these different pickup patterns. It's like a clock on the back. The wheel goes all the way around, and you have these different modes. There's this super directional mode that if you use this, all the audio that comes directly in front of the camera, like a super narrow pattern, it's gonna sound really good, and everything else is gonna be kind of muffled out until it gets to that one field. Then the next one, it goes a little bit wider, so if you have like a couple people standing next to each other, you can make sure that both of those people are in that field of audio or pickup. And the next one is even wider, and this is almost, for my testing, anything that's in the view of the camera. It doesn't necessarily go off of that, but a generalized way to think of it is if it's in frame, it's picking up audio from that, but everything out of frame and too far to the sides is not gonna pick up anything from. After that, you have omnidirectional, which it picks up from all the way around, all sides of the camera from the back. Like, it'll pick up environments. If you're out, it'll have all the cars going by or people talking. So that has a place if you want to kind of give the experience or give the viewer the feel that they're there with you, or just more of what's actually going on. So yeah, that's that. And then you have behind the camera, it's another mode where you can do just directly in front, just directly behind. And you could also do it that same way in the front and behind, and have it separated on the left and the right with separate audio tracks, which could be good for if you're interviewing somebody or having a conversation with somebody and you want control of cutting out this person's audio if somebody sniffs or laughs or anything, sneezes. You could try to cut out as much of that as you want. Then it has stereo, which picks up left and right. If you're on the left, it'll be more on the left. If you're on the right, it'll be more on the right. And that was all over the place and not left and right, but you know what I'm talking about. It has an auto. Most of the time you'll probably keep it in auto because it'll do as best it can to keep it from clipping, keeping the level right. If you talk low, it'll do what it needs to do. But it also has manual and a dial where you can change the volume here. It has this ATT, I think it's attenuation or whatever. Yeah, that's 0, 10 dB, 20 dB if you want to fine adjust the levels or get it a little louder, a little softer. It has noise canceling, low cut, and off for filters. If it's off, it's just regular. You could turn the low cut on. It'll turn out some of the bass low end, so it can make it a little more clear, or have that mid and high range, which is a little more clarity for certain situations or certain voices that might be extra deep. And noise cut pretty much isolates your voice and cuts out background noise. It does really well with things that might hum, like a fan, an air conditioner, a refrigerator. It does do like background people talking or music and things like that too, but the things that are really steady, it definitely cuts all that out. If you ever use noise canceling headphones like the AirPod Maxes or the Sony ECM-4s or 5s or anything like that, or even AirPod Pros and whatnot, that's pretty much what it does to your voice on this microphone. So yeah, now I'm gonna switch from the Sennheiser mic to this mic, and we can do a little bit audio test. I'm not gonna test extensively, but just gonna give an idea of what to expect. All right, so now I'm recording with the Sony ECM-M1 microphone, and this is a test of the audio quality. So yeah, the audio before this was on the Sennheiser MKE 600, and again, I have the Sennheiser and the Rode shotgun mics already, and both of these are really dope. This has a really good sound, the Rode, and the Sennheiser sounds slightly better and is cheaper. The Sennheiser picks up a little bit more of the low end, and I like that for like a fuller sound or whatnot. But yeah, right now I'm just really just trying to keep the conversation going so you can hear how this microphone sounds and see if it could possibly work for you. Because to get to my point, with all that, it probably won't work all the way for me. For one, I have other mics. I have the other shotgun mics. I have the Rode Wireless Go's that I can clip on me. And I think between those for different situations, and especially if I'm home, I can just use the audio things that I already have, because for the price of this, they're at this time around $350. And you may feel different. You can let me know in the comments from this test right here. But the audio quality isn't as high of a bump from the internal camera audio that I would like it to be. So I am gonna send it back. I've heard that the ECM-M1, which is again a few years old, people still say that one has a better quality sound, a better rounded sound with some of that low end that I was talking about. Thinking I might get that one eventually, but right now I probably just stick with the mics that I have. That one's about that long, and this one's right here, so it's not big. It's still a lot smaller than a traditional shotgun mic, but this one really drew me to it because it is so small. It's almost like nothing, like a flash trigger on the camera or something, which I'm already used to from doing photography. But anyway, just wanted to make this real quick, and this thing about to get packed up. That's nothing against Sony. Like, I don't spend a lot of money with Sony, and I'm looking forward to the next microphone. Like, maybe they'll do something like this again, but make some changes and get it closer to the quality of the B1M or surpass it. One thing that almost made me keep this, if you set your camera to 4 channels instead of 2, it'll use channels 3 and 4 as backup channels. So say you have that small pickup pattern and you're getting audio of somebody right here, but somebody over here says something and it's muffled because of the pickup pattern that you chose. 3 and 4 are actually always recording Omni information, so all around the camera. Channel 3 has like a full volume all the way around the camera sound, and channel 4 is the exact same thing, but like 20 dB lower or something like that. So just in case it clips or something's too loud, you always have that backup. And that alone, even with the quality not being where I wanted, that almost made me keep it, but I kind of decided already that it may not be for me. Maybe if it was like 150, 175 or something like that, but being that it's 350, the Sennheiser mic that I was using is like 329 when I got it, and it's amazing. So I ain't gonna ramble too much more about this. This isn't scripted, so hopefully everything was touched on. But yeah, y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Do you have one, or were you planning to get one? And you still can. It has a place for sure. I just don't need it because I have so many other mics. If I didn't have any other mics, I'll probably pick one of these up and something else. But yeah, if you decide to, there is a link in the description where you can get one and help me out a little bit. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave that comment. All 3, or 1, or just do something. Don't just be here. Just do one of those.